Hi, I'm Jo Taylor and welcome to the Misadventures podcast. So Stamps, we have got our first female guest today, Ruth E. Cockburn. So I've been really excited about recording this episode. Ruth shares her own romance trials and tribulations with us, which I'm obviously very pleased about because it's not just you bullying me to tell the listeners my failed romantic escapades.
And I think I managed to not insult another female other than you for like a whole hour. So
I'm not sure there's a medal for that.
there should be. But yeah, she tells us some proper cracking romance stories, which almost negated the need for you to tell us one this week.
Oh, fantastic. Brilliant. Okay, then let's move on.
No.
No?
Actually, Joe, I think there is something you need to explain because whilst we were waiting for Ruth to join us for this recording, and we were having a lovely little chat as we normally
Doesn't
do,
sound like us.
you, for some reason, decided to come forth with a little bit of information that the last time you fancied somebody from afar, when you had the opportunity to talk to them, all you did was a literal squeak. And I would like to know where this story originated from, please. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you for bringing that up. Probably one of my most embarrassing stories, but
I think the people deserve to
no,
know.
that's not what you think at all. You just want me to tell the most ridiculous stories for you to have a good laugh. That's it.
Well, yeah. But I don't know the full details behind this story. I know a little bit, but I don't know enough.
Oh, right. Okay. So you just want me to lay it all out there, all of my embarrassing woes, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fine. Okay. Might as well just get it out there because at some point I suppose it's going to come up. So there was a gentleman at work actually that I did find very attractive. I saw him once in the building,
Hang on, is this the guy? Is this the guy that you referred to as Prince Charming?
maybe. There's a lot of people at work. I didn't know his name, and I felt it
Prince
was,
Charming.
suiting. So basically, I got to go to like different floors of the building and work in a very big building, and I saw this gentleman, because that's the only way I can describe him, a gentleman.
Gentleman.
Yeah, few and far between these days. And I was only about 19, so do you know what I mean? He was a handsome devil. Probably still is. And basically I saw him and I just got weak at the knees, I won't lie. Went back to our actual base and I had to tell all of the lads on the project about this guy. I needed to find out who he was. And nobody knew him. No one knew who this gentleman was. I mean, to be fair, all I could go by was that he's got really nice hair, really good stubble, is about 6'2", good build, and really handsome.
It sounds like me.
I don't think it is.
Oh.
Since when are you 6'2"?
If that's the only criteria you're saying I don't meet, then I'll take it.
Okay, so swiftly moving on. And then one day I saw him on my floor. Oh my God. And he was sat speaking to the manager of the project. We'll call the manager
Frank.
Frank for anonymity. Anonymity. How do you say it?
We'll call him Frank so we don't know who he really is.
Yeah, good. So Frank came over to me and I said, Frank, who were you just chatting to then?
Who is that hot piece of ass?
Yeah. No. Who is that? Who is that handsome gentleman? We would not want to call someone a hot piece of ass on this podcast, would we? Bloody hell.
That strapping young man.
Yeah. And he told me his name. Now,
What was his name?
I'll tell you his first name. Obviously, he won't tell you his second name.
Oh, right.
He did tell me his full name. His first name is Phil.
Okay.
Now, anybody that is into Disney films knows that the prince out of Sleeping Beauty is Prince Philip.
Okay.
So he actually was a Prince Charming, even by name and looks.
You know, and the Sleeping Beauty references don't end there, do they? Because you're a bit of a prick.
Sorry? Excuse me. That's a bit harsh, I feel. Bloody hell. Anyway, back to the story. So anyway, all I do is admire Mr. Prince Charming from afar, around the
Oh, so he's
building,
still
not
Prince Charming,
stalking.
even though you know his name?
My brother's called Phil, so I'd rather just call him Prince Charming.
Oh, dangerous.
Anyway, then one day, I get into the lift at work. He is in one of the lifts
Okay.
on his own, and I walk in on my own. And he says, "Hello, you okay?"
And you say, "Hi,
So,
my name's Joe. Nice to meet you." As you know, being polite.
I mean, I wish it did go that way, but it
What?
really didn't. I mean, that sounds pretty reasonable to expect the conversation to go that way, but
That's it.
it wasn't that audible, to be honest, from me. He said, "Hi, how you doing?" And I felt like he didn't even ask me how I was doing. He could have just said hi. He could have even just not acknowledged me, to be honest. But he didn't. He said hello and asked me how I actually was.
You were like, "This is it. This is the chance. This is what sets me up with my dream man for the rest of my
Yeah,
life."
yeah, this was my in, and all I did was, and that's it. That's all I could muster.
No,
And
hang
then,
on.
I mean, that was before the lift doors even closed, and then I had to get up to the fourth floor, like up 4 floors of the
Right.
building.
So,
Oh
what
my
what was
god!
Prince Philip doing after you made this little noise?
Probably thinking I was a complete weirdo. I
did he
imagine.
did he not carry on the conversation?
Would you?
Well, no. To be fair,
I wouldn't.
I'd be trying to get out the lift.
It wasn't the
Who
best.
got out first?
Me, my floor came
So
first.
you legged it, never to talk to him again.
Yeah, I actually have never seen him
But
again.
he probably quit. He thought, "I ain't working here.
Oh
It's full of
god,
weirdos."
I hope not. Prince Charming, if you still
I
work
mean, I
there,
don't think he
you know,
references himself as Prince Charming, to be
get
honest.
in touch. He should. He deserves it.
Well, okay. Fair enough.
Hi Ruth, welcome to the Misadventures podcast. How are you doing today?
All is well. We're here, we're talking,
Yeah,
we're doing
made
good
it.
things.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, have you been enjoying the sun? Is it sunny where you are?
Yes, I went out in shorts this morning.
Oh,
I
brave.
turned into one of those people. I went out for a jog in the morning on the beach, pretending like I was in Miami in my little Puma shorts doing a jog round dog walkers.
Oh god. Are you very much kind of like the type of person that follows the sun? You want to be in sunny places?
No, I burn very easily. But I do like getting my little shins out, It's that idea of going, no, I'm gonna get a bit of vitamin D.
Yeah.
We don't get an awful lot of that, so I'm gonna get my shorts out, get my little pins out. But I did have a woolly hat on, and sunglasses that are actually goggles.
It's April tomorrow. That woolly hat needs to go.
Yeah, but it's my ears were cold, and then I've got these goggles, so they're like shades, but swimming goggles. Yeah, I think people must avoid me on the beach, but it is near Blackpool, so I'm not alone looking nuts.
Is it a tactic so people do avoid you? Because honestly, I'm on board with that.
Yeah,
I'm on board with it.
yeah. I mean, I've got hit in the face by a dog ball the other week, and the Blackpool lass in me came out.
Who threw that ball?
I turned and did big swears at the lady.
Oh goodness me.
I've just went full Blackpool on this poor woman. Didn't mean to hit me in the face with a ball, but I had a face that smelled like dog slavers.
Lovely.
She must have been terrified. A woman in goggles, shorts, and a bobble hat, shouting at her.
I can imagine.
So yeah, no, I'm not good at the sun, but I do like, it's by the beach.
That's the beauty of living up by Blackpool, right? You don't get the sun, but you've still got a beach.
Exactly. There was snow on the beach at the beginning of the year. Snow.
That would blow my mind. I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah, because I've never seen it. The puddles are frozen, and we are on the beach.
Yeah.
It was mad.
So, other than the snowy coast of Blackpool, then, where else in the world have you most recently been to?
I went across to the Netherlands and went to Italy. It was 2 years ago now, because every time I keep going, oh, it's only last year. No, nothing happened last year.
Yeah, oh, I keep doing it all the time.
Yeah. So went around the Netherlands. It was a terrifying, because I'm not like a very confident flyer or traveller. I get really nervous because as soon as I feel like I can't speak your language, I
Mm.
start speaking quicker. I start apologizing loads. Before, like, I'm terribly sorry. Who am I? I don't know who I am anymore. And that's not the best when you're going and doing comedy because you rely on your words,
Yeah.
and we expect to be able to like joke our way out of every situation. And as soon as you're traveling, people don't get your jokes. And I found in the Netherlands, they don't like self-deprecating humour because they go, "Is there something wrong with you? Are you sad? Do you need therapy?" No, it was a joke.
Oh
So
my
they
goodness.
they they kind of want this a bit more of a confident persona. So yeah, the other couple of comics that I was working with, they'd done it a few times before, and they sort of coached me afterwards because I went on and I went, oh, right, I'm going to have to slow down and do my stuff. And I changed all the cultural reference points to make sure they won't know what marigolds are over in the Netherlands. So I best say rubber gloves, like silly things that you hadn't really thought of.
So I was just going to say, because I was watching your Love Letters from Blackpool stuff,
Oh, yeah.
which is great, but it's very like,
Oh, that's very colloquial.
yeah. So to me, it makes perfect sense. But were you able to do stuff like that over there?
Yeah, they like the songs, like, so I could do songs and a bit more storytelling. And I think the way things are set up, every country's got a different format for what comedy is and what entertainment is. And I think that the Netherlands has a bit more like the UK kind of stand-up scene. And I
Yeah.
think Germany has that same kind of feel. But then France is a bit more clown orientated. It's kind of changing what the expectation is. But I still managed to get that kind of storytelling. But there was one part that I found out there was a few like Americans in the audience, so I tried to do a Trump song, and it didn't work.
Depending on the Americans, that's either going to really work or really not, isn't it?
Yeah, it didn't. But yeah, really good experience. Yeah, just traveling round and sitting in bars, asking strangers, "Are you from the Netherlands? Do you understand what this means?" No, I'll change that then. Yeah, I must have looked like a real oddbod sitting in bars asking weird questions.
Coming back to the the way that you talk to people when you're out there, like how you just automatically change. My dad does this typical dad thing where he goes straight in for the pigeon English.
Yes.
And most of the time they'll reply back to him like and look at him as if to go, "Are you all right?" Like he's the one with the problem. And I don't know why he does it. He can't help it. He cannot help himself. It's so bad and it's just cringy.
It's almost a British apologising thing, isn't it? It's like, I am sorry I can't speak your language. We are ignorant, so I shall try and make things easier, but you just make it worse. And then the hand gestures come in, don't they? I've mimed chicken before, without even saying the word
Oh,
chicken.
that's brilliant.
And I'd like the chicken sandwich. You don't need to go the blah, 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 sandwich.
I'm convinced that half the time, people in these other countries, they do it to us on purpose because 90% of other countries, from the age of 4 at school, they are taught English. They are all fluent in English. And I'm sure most countries in the world are because it's such a popular language.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they just think these stupid English people, I'm just going to wind them up and pretend I don't understand what they're saying. So they have to act like a chicken.
I mean, I don't blame them, do you? If that's
Yeah.
what they can achieve, absolutely, I'd be going for it as well.
Yeah, that's it. If that's our go-to point, then we fully deserve it, right?
Yeah, 100%. So, where else have you been then? So, is your mostly your traveling been in like Europe?
Yeah, I did some gigs over in Italy, which was really lovely. It was just outside of Rome, and I got to revisit Rome after 15 years because 15 years beforehand I had travelled to Rome in a nice romantic fashion, the romance of youth. Go on a date to meet a man, a
Hang
boy.
on, you went to Rome to go on a date.
I went all the way to Rome. Yeah,
Oh,
we'd met in this country and he said, I'm going traveling. And I went, oh, God, yeah, I'll come and meet
all the
you.
way to
So
Rome.
I saved up all my money and it was like the holidays from uni. I saved up all my money. I'll totally meet you. And it's before like everyone had mobile phones.
Oh, right, okay.
We said, right, we're going to meet here at this time at the train station. And I went out there. And my mum must have been absolutely wetting herself, like letting me go out. Yeah, I'm going to meet this guy. It's going to be great. Dead romantic. Not romantic. It's stupid.
How old were you at this
Like
point?
19.
Oh my Ruth, that was so
Uh,
young. I couldn't
I
imagine.
know. But I thought like he's going off traveling. So he's like, oh, he's traveling around the world. He wasn't. He was like on a Euro rail or whatever you call it.
he's so cool.
Yeah, he's so cool. He's got one of these Euro travel tickets. Then he's like, meet him in Rome. It's gonna be dead romantic.
Make sure you give me a proper hug goodbye, Mom, because I don't know if I'm coming back.
I know.
You can't say that.
It was
Where was this guy from?
Northampton. Him in this
Oh,
country.
and you went all the way to
I
Rome
know.
to meet a guy from Northampton.
I really hope you didn't find out he was from Northampton until you met in Rome.
Oh, I thought it was maybe some like guy called like Paolo
Paolo.
or something.
No, he was called Scott from Northampton. Like,
Oh God.
Did you?
ridiculous.
Oh my. Okay, please continue.
So I went out there, and then so I turned up at the train station at the time that I'd said, and we'd written each other letters, said, right, we're going to meet you here, and he wasn't there. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited, because he'd booked where we were going to stay.
Oh
So
no.
I didn't know, like, if it was like a hotel
dear.
or what. It was going to be like, oh, this whirlwind romance. I didn't know anything, so I stood there, and that point I was like really skint. I had enough money to do what I was doing, and then went, right, I've got enough money to book a hotel if he doesn't turn up. That means I'm going to go into a hotel and talk to people. It was going to be fine. But then I waited. And then I eventually went, right, I've got to try and phone him or phone his home number. And it turned out he wasn't coming. He was trapped I'm trapped somewhere in Athens or something. He'd missed a train link.
Trapped.
Yeah, I can't call.
But he hasn't actually purposely stood you up, he's saying.
Well, he's saying that. So then I said, well, where am I staying? He went, oh, it's a campsite, a couple of train rides outside of the city.
As if.
So I got on the train, said, right, it's a couple of trains. So I went, oh, right. So I asked a stranger in the train. So I ended up, it was supposed to be like at the Spanish Steps. So it's supposed to be all like romantic, like I'm going to meet you on the Spanish Steps. And then I found out he wasn't turning up, and I just sat on the steps. And a man came up to me and went, would you like to go to the beach with me? Because there was a lot of people, a lot of, guys, sort of predatory looking men. And I must have looked so vulnerable, like a little 19-year-old in a wraparound skirt and walking boots. Sexy.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Were you wearing your goggles?
Just with I am a traveller badge just stuck on me.
yeah, I just cut my own fringe in as well. So it was like some real
Took your own fringe.
serious look going on.
Oh,
And
So you looked extra nice.
yeah, these guys are coming up going, would you like to go to the beach with me? You want to go to the beach? And then finally, someone came up and was saying, you want to go to the beach with me? I thought, I don't know why people keep asking me to the beach. And I just burst out crying. And he backed off saying really loudly, I didn't touch her. I didn't touch her. I didn't. Found an official looking person and said, how do I get to this campsite? And they said, oh, it's 2 separate train rides away. So I had to get on 2 separate trains, but I got lost. So I got off on a platform because I thought, oh, I don't know, I best just get off the train because I might be going somewhere far. And I got off the train and there was nowhere. And the kind of places where they're just like just a platform and then
yeah.
scrubland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those kind of, there's no people and there's just large birds.
Yeah.
So I stood there for a while. I thought, I'm safer on the train. I'll get back on the train. So luckily there's another train. Got on the train, got off the train, got on another one, and then eventually got to this place where they said, you have to phone up this number and someone will come from the campsite and pick you up and then they'll show you where to go.
This is starting to sound like a cult.
It was. I phoned up. And then there's this German guy comes out of the hills
Yeah.
in a white van, and there was nobody else with me. And he said, are you Ruth? I went, yeah.
Get in the van.
Get in the van.
Sounds
I got in
legit.
the van.
Totally fine.
He had no top and just shorts. He had a really hairy chest.
Oh my goodness.
Big aviator shades on, tight shorts.
Oh.
And said, get in the van.
So you did.
And I got in the van. I thought, this is the last time anyone's going to see me alive. This man is the man that is, I'm going to be sold or something. This is the end. This is the end of my life. That's fine.
How much do you think he would get?
I don't think I'd have
A
gathered
camel
much.
and a couple of goats?
And then so I spent
Mm.
5 days on this campsite next to, a Spanish couple that kept arguing and then making up very loudly. So it was big furious arguments, and then they apologised the
Oh my
next morning,
goodness me.
by giving me, Baileys in coffee.
Nice.
So was there a tent there at the campsite for you to go to?
Oh, yes, there was like these little huts, so, those kind of half tent, half hut that you it must have been it's like a campsite for families, so we're surrounded by weird couples and
So
families.
Scott went all out then, didn't he, to try and create a romantic weekend for you both?
It did.
Bloody hell.
I've forgotten about Scott. Where's Scott for these 5 days?
Traveling around Europe, no idea, because
Oh
there's
my
no way of
god.
getting in contact with him. So I just had a little holiday on my own with a disposable camera and I've got pictures of just bits of Rome and then a few of like selfies that you do on disposable
So
cameras.
you never heard or saw never saw him or heard from him again?
I heard from him when we got back, and yeah, it didn't really last.
Please tell me that you give him what for. I would have been furious.
I think I was just that shocked. I think it was more shock that I've been stood up in it. This was supposed to be my true love. This was supposed to be my romantic monolith. Was that the word? This is supposed to be the
Like your
pinnacle.
movie moment.
Yes,
Yeah.
This is the story I'm telling me grandkids
yes.
about Scott from
Yeah.
Northampton.
Northampton is whisked me off my feet. And I didn't. I had a panini on the Spanish Steps and cried.
Like you say that you're not a very confident traveller, but honestly, half of that stuff that you've done, there's so many people that couldn't do it.
It was sheer stupidity.
There's a fine line between confident and crazy.
Well, there is, yeah, there is that, isn't there? So you went back to
I
Rome.
travelled back to Rome the other year, after a sort of 15-year anniversary with my mum and dad, and they travelled out on the last day of my little tour. They came to the Spanish Steps with me, and I got a picture taken with my dad.
Did you have a panini again?
We had a panini. We drank a lot of wine, and I had a little better fringe this
Oh,
time.
that's good then. Things were looking up for you, weren't they?
We could actually go to nice restaurants instead of eating a panini on the Spanish
Oh
Steps.
yeah, mum and dad paying. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Oh goodness me. Look,
yeah,
I think so from your story and the story that I've, told on previous episodes of the podcast,
yeah.
I just think romance abroad, it just can't. Has it ever ended well for somebody? Really? Has it?
I don't think
It's
so.
I just think it's just full of awkwardness because I think you have an expectation from the films. There is an expectation, isn't there? It's going to be this lovely thing, and
Yeah.
it's just not.
Even when you go on holiday with your friends, you're outside your comfort zone, and at some point you get narky with each other.
Oh yeah, all girls fall out over boys, don't they, on
It's
holiday?
it's a bonding experience.
Oh God, such a nightmare. I'm just intrigued, I guess. Like, if anyone has ever actually had a successful holiday romance, and I don't mean kind of like mega love style, I mean proper romance. We are classy on the Misadventures podcast.
That's it. What are you defining as successful?
You know, ended up in an actual relationship, wined and dined, all of that.
Not a quickie behind the bins.
I want to know if someone's ever actually achieved that. Where's that gone?
I fell in love with a guy in Amsterdam, but he didn't know it.
Oh, right. Tell me. I want to know. What is this gentleman's name?
Can't remember.
Was he from Amsterdam or was he from
He
Hull?
he was German, and it was another comic, and he was just like, he had that kind of blondie, gingery hair, big bushy beard.
Oh, like a lumberjack.
Yeah, proper like lumberjack thing. And I did your trick.
Oh,
I did the
yeah.
squeak at him. Like,
It's
I,
not a trick, Ruth. It's not my like tactic to get somebody.
I can't remember his name. It's fallen out of my head. But
We're gonna need that name,
he was
Ruth.
my
We're gonna need it.
like he was my sort of he was warming up. He was on beforehand, and I was closing the gig, so I was a bit nervous because I thought, all right, I've got it. Like they're all like they can speak numerous languages, and I'm just turning up with some banter about the north of England, which I don't think the international audience of Amsterdam could give a shit about. So I was. Um, I don't think they would care about the difference between a bap and a balm. So
We're not going down
I
that rabbit
Oh
hole.
my God, don't even. It's a batch down here, Ruth.
I was a bit nervous, and then he did really well. And then I ended up afterwards. I overheard a conversation that he was like doing up his floorboards or something in his new house, so that made him extra attractive.
Right. Can I just, if a gentleman is talking about something to do with his floorboards, that would make me run a mile. I watch too many crime documentaries. I wouldn't be hanging around for that.
I've just had to relay my floorboards.
Yeah, why are you floorboards up? Come on, I want to know that.
I just went, he's financially secure, he's got a mortgage. Oh my God, he's so beautiful. And then so just tried to start up a conversation about how he was going to, treat his floorboards, or was going to use carpet. And then realised this was the most boring conversation anyone had ever had, so resorted to, oh, so how are you getting home? Oh,
Oh, lovely
God.
to meet you. This has been fun.
And then I think we Instagrammed once. He
Oh,
was very polite. Just said, "Lovely
Oh
to meet you." That
God.
was it. So
At least you brought yourself to talk to him. It's more
yeah,
than what I
yeah.
can do.
So there was my little heart pining for a love that never.
Yeah, I think it's just a lie. I think it can make a cracking
as
story,
we found out.
Oh, it's
but
ridiculous. Well, I don't think traveling and romance mix.
yeah, as we've found out multiple times now. But I think if you're really after some romance,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get it on holiday, are you? You're not having a movie moment.
Yeah. I fell out with a boyfriend on the travels once. I went to Poland when I had a boyfriend years ago, and we went across to Poland to do a physical theatre workshop because I'm that person.
Oh, nice.
Um, um, I went over to Poland to get shouted at by angry Polish dancers. And on the way there, I lost the train ticket. So I think we'd flown over to Germany, and then we had to get a train from Germany to Poland, which meant we had to go through. Oh, my geography's shit. We had to go across a couple of borders, and scary people got on the train with guns, and I'd lost the tickets. So I pretended to be asleep,
As you do, yeah.
um, and then all of the people, all of the boys that I was with, all got taken off the train with
Oh
guns.
my
Oh, no.
goodness.
And yeah,
You were just there snoring away.
I'm just pretending to sleep. And oh no, oh God. Yeah, I'm all for feminism. I am a staunch feminist, but I did not. Um, yeah, I I used my feminine daintiness of, oh, don't drag me off the train. I'm just a weak woman. No.
Oh, I'm absolutely with you,
I'm
Ruth.
all for feminism until someone waves a gun in my face, and then I'm not so
Yeah.
bothered.
Yeah, absolutely.
So luckily somebody could speak the language, and went and sort of went, oh no, they have got tickets, they would get them back on the train. And then we got to the hotel, and I had the tickets in the bottom of my handbag.
Oh my God.
I had to buy the beers that night.
That's your feminism story. I'm a strong, powerful woman. Well, where are the tickets you've lost? Well, they're in my handbag. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please don't touch me. I'm just a little lady.
I'm just a little lady. Don't poke the gun at me. Take the boys, the
Oh.
men.
Oh, I'm absolutely with you. I so am. Like, I feel like, yeah, strong, independent woman. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
But you got to play on what you've got, right?
No, use your strengths. Use your
Absolutely.
strengths. I
Yeah,
can't.
100%. 100%. Oh my goodness me. Wow.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced that romance abroad is the best thing, to be
No, that
honest.
kind of killed any romance. Yeah, my then boyfriend did not talk to me for quite some time.
So what we know so far is that when you've been abroad, you've stayed in a camping site, which is not something I've ever done. I grew up going camping with my family, shower blocks,
Oh,
pissing in a bucket in the tent, and
Oh,
paying for
no.
the privilege to do so as well. Oh my God, I absolutely hate it. I will never go camping again. So the fact that you went ahead with the camping thing abroad is that's too much for me. Have you what other kind of accommodation have you stayed in while you've been away?
I've only ever done like one sunshiny holiday by the having a hotel with that has like an all inclusive and a swimming pool with some plasters in it. I've only ever done one of those.
Uh,
And it was interesting. It was because this was when romance actually worked. My friends got married abroad,
oh,
um, and they had a beautiful wedding. It was lovely, and so I was recently heartbroken. So um, I took my mum to my friend's wedding because
Scott couldn't make it.
mm.
I couldn't make
And
it.
nor did Klaus or whatever the lumberjack's name was.
Exactly. So we went to this. I went to my friend's wedding, and because they'd met or they both loved Mallorca. They went, oh, Mallorca's like the best place, so we're gonna get married there. Which is annoying to begin with, because well, it's hot and I get drunk quicker in the hot, and I like a nice slow drinking process. But anyway, went across to Mallorca, went to the wedding, all very lovely. Stayed in this nice hotel. Had only had half board, didn't do full board, didn't want the wristband.
Mm.
You don't want to be one of the wristbanders
Yeah,
that gets the watered down beer and the instant coffee.
better than that, aren't we?
Yeah, better than that. Only half board. But I made the mistake on the first night of having seafood off the
Don't
buffet.
say the
Oh,
buffet.
Yeah, I had a mussel off the buffet.
Oh,
oh
And my
God,
mum
no.
looked at
no. That
me and went, "What? Yeah,
Ruth.
what are you
criminal.
doing?" Oh, and well, I really fancy a mussel. We're by the sea. It might be
Oh, and
fine.
mussels as well.
I know.
Oh, then go to a seafood restaurant. Do not get it off the buffet.
It sat there under a heat lamp for
Oh,
weeks.
God, it's probably come back to
I've not
life.
not done one of these places before. I was a rookie. Like I've been campsites and hostels before.
Oh, no.
So I was used to like actual food served to you. So I was like rookie error. So the first night we arrived, and luckily the wedding was a few days later. I felt a bit ill, um, but um, I did look slimmer the next day. So it was,
Oh, win some, you lose some.
yeah, win some, you lose some. Fine.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Steer clear from the lukewarm buffet. Selfish. Who'd have thought?
But then it gets worse, right? Because then we go to the wedding, and the wedding's lovely. There's only one person in the wedding that hates me because I'd previously gone out with her husband. It was only a bit frosty around one
Oh,
of the
my goodness
tables.
me.
It's fine.
Whilst they were married.
No, it was beforehand. But then I'd made a dodgy comment on their Facebook because I thought it was funny. But when they got engaged, I said I give it 6 months because I thought it was
It's
funny.
funny.
They took it seriously.
Oh.
That's what all newly engaged couple wants to hear, isn't it? To be
I
fair.
give it 6 months, and I was tight. I put a smiley face at the end,
Oh, then they're the ones with
you
the
know.
problem. Absolutely.
Eh,
Yeah.
I'd have made that joke.
Exactly, because everyone's being like so super positive on the thread, and when you're going, oh god, I can't just say
Drag them
congratulations.
back down to earth.
Yeah, I'll give it 6 months. I didn't realise, like, I'd completely forgotten we'd gone out.
Oh, so he left an impression then. He was good. He was decent.
So yeah, there was a bit of a frosty reception at the
Oh.
wedding. But it was fine, the food was lovely and the sun was out and it was, yeah, lovely. Me and my mum sat on a table with a couple of boring people, a couple of weird people, and a couple of overexcited people. Fine, as you expect from a wedding. Um, and then so we all did the food, the buffet, everything. Poof, just next day, and my mum, she's vegetarian. Since I am now vegetarian, but we the next day I went, I don't feel very well. And then I messaged a few other people, and it turns out the whole wedding party that had eaten the meat had food poisoning.
Oh my
Oh
goodness
no.
me.
But not just food poisoning, like hallucinations in the nighttime food poisoning, like
Oh
like
no.
norovirus.
Oh my
I
goodness me.
spent the next 5 days in the hotel room crying because apparently at one point I was crying because Michael Jackson had died. It had been a good few years since he died. But I was talking to mum going, "But it's so sad.
Oh
Isn't it
dear. What was the meal?
Ruth, you need some fluids. I don't know. I really don't know what it was, and that because like there was a barbecue type thing, and
Uh,
the way it sort of it transpired, everyone was super ill, apart from my mum, who little dynamo. She's 5 foot nothing of toughness, and got no food poisoning whatsoever, and just had a little holiday on her own.
win for the veggies.
Yeah, so since then I have actually become a vegetarian. Um,
Oh
God,
Yeah, so you've had
goodness.
lukewarm mussels and
yeah.
raw chicken by the sounds of it in the space of a week.
And then our flight home was Ryanair.
Oh god. What a way to top off a week.
Because we thought, well, we'll be tired, we'll sleep through it, it'll be all right. No, we just cried all the way home.
I don't think I've ever been poorly when I've been away. I've been very lucky, but it just sounds like it would be awful.
The bride and groom didn't even escape. They
I
were
was just
very
going
ill
to
as
say, were
well.
they all right? No.
Yeah,
What a way to
I
start
don't
your
think
wedding.
their
But were
honeymoon.
they staying on longer to have their honeymoon there as well, or what were they doing?
I think so,
In the
yeah.
same
No,
hotel?
they stayed in a villa, so they had a swimming pool and all sorts.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they just got to really get to know each
Yeah.
other.
Well,
Um,
apparently
and
far more than they probably would have liked.
That's it. There's no going back then, is there?
no, they've
No.
seen the inside of each other's colons, and it's not nice.
That's I think that's too much, even for a married couple. I think there is a line.
Yeah, there has to be a line.
At least they waited till they were married.
So I've never been to a wedding
No,
abroad. Um and I just think they must be so much effort, like getting everything over there and
yeah, just the wedding dress alone.
yeah, organising stuff
Yeah,
from another country must be so difficult. I think the idea is lovely. I think
yeah,
the idea of it is really, really nice, and the pictures look amazing. But the thought of actually having to organise something like that, and then all the moaning of people going, "Oh, you mean I've got to go abroad for the
yeah,
wedding?" It's like, well, you don't have to. You don't have to come. Literally, you don't have
exactly.
to come. Stay at
Yeah.
home. We'll all be better for it. It must
Oh,
be so hard to organise something like that.
I know it was bad enough as the hen do, but I mean, the
Oh, but hen dos are so much worse though, aren't they? Because it's just women. And I tell you what, trying to organise a hen do with just a load of women that don't really know each other because they're from different pockets of the woman's life is the worst thing I have ever actually experienced. I think
oh yeah,
it's horrible.
yeah. I can't. I've been on hen dos, and it's like admittedly a few of them have ended up doing sort of the backdoor boogie early in the night because you go, it's a bit stressful. I just want to go back to the hotel. There's too much polite talk, and then I don't know them well enough to be completely rat-arsed in front of them.
Yeah.
So I'm not willing to let my barrier go that far. Um, so you end up going, I'm just going to have to leave now before I either make a tit of myself or say something I shouldn't.
Yeah. Oh my goodness
But
me.
yeah, being a bride and having to organise that and go, all of these friends mix with each other. You're my work friends, you're my friends, you're my old friends that only know me as a child. You're the family friends that I have to invite
Yeah.
out of weird loyalty. Mesh.
Yeah, I can so wait for that. I can wait a lifetime for that,
Yeah.
honestly, I really can. It's just I dread it. I dread when that
Yeah.
happens.
What would be your like hen do? What would you do?
Bloody hell, that is such a question. But if I could have anything I wanted, I think I'd wanna go to Nashville. I'd wanna have my,
Oh
hen do in Nashville.
yes.
I mean, I love Nashville. I think even if you're not into that sort of scene, I think if you go there
Oh, it would just be an
I think you
experience.
can absolutely have an amazing time. Yeah, that would probably be that would be my dream hen do, I think.
But you'd have to invite me.
Um,
You can't go Nashville without me.
Boys are allowed. Yeah, boys are allowed on a hen do now. It's like gender's not an issue anymore.
That's it. I think boys should be
it'll
allowed.
like break up the tension a bit as well, doesn't it? Because like I said, I think a group of girls is always a bit of tension. You throw a couple of lads in there, and it just breaks it up a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You need some male buffers.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can be that stamps buffer, not
Male
buff.
buff.
Thanks. Hey,
It's a podcast. You can be buff if you want to.
that's it. I can. No one can tell me otherwise.
Yeah, all right then. Ruth can't see you. I'm just saying that.
I think yeah, going on that vein, I'd either go, it's got to be Dollywood or Graceland.
Oh, so I've done both of them, Ruth.
Have you?
Yes, I
Are they
have.
weird?
Dollywood. I don't know. What do you think Dollywood is?
Like a weird museum of Dolly.
I thought exactly the same thing, and we are both wrong. So,
Oh,
yeah, so I tootled down to Pigeon Forge in the Smoky Mountains, and I thought, yeah, gonna go to Dollywood. It's pretty expensive to go to Dollywood. I
yeah.
mean, that woman must have so much money, just from my ticket alone, to be honest. Uh, but you get there, and there is like a building when you walk through
Yeah.
that's got like a museumy things and some stuff from her like musical past and whatnot, but it's a theme park like Alton
With
Towers.
rides.
Yes, genuinely it is just Alton Towers but with Dolly Parton's face.
Amazing.
And I like theme parks, so I was made
Yeah.
up because I'd never been to an American theme park before. I didn't have any intention to go to a theme park on my own because that just felt a little bit strange to go to a theme park on
Yeah.
your own. It's something I generally like to enjoy with somebody. Um, so yeah, I got there and I thought I saw a ride and I thought maybe it's just there's a ride in the whole thing. It's not actually a theme park though, and I was completely wrong. I actually had to Google it to be like, what have I walked into? Yeah, it's. I mean, it's probably the size of Drayton Manor.
Wow. Why did she think to do that?
I don't
Like
know.
a Dolly fans going, because I'm a Dolly fan. I love a bit.
Yeah.
But there's no point where I went, you know what would make this better.
The Dolly Parton Big Dipper.
Well, yeah, Dolly Parton, Big Dipper. If I could scream whilst looking at her face, that would be
Yeah, I
fabulous.
mean, they do play Dolly songs in the
Of
park.
course.
Obviously, you'd be disappointed if they
Yeah,
didn't, right? But
yeah.
I hope they're all named after Dolly songs. I'm just gonna have to have a
I
look.
actually can't remember. But I was just so bewildered as to like what I've even walked into,
And
and
going on your own, I
I
mean,
know.
you say going on a date, but going to Dollywood on your own, that's brave.
What?
That's brave.
It's not brave, Ruth. I didn't know what I was walking into. I was unaware, so unaware. But the thing is, on my road trip around America, there was a lot of things that I was doing, like on my own for the first time, like going to the cinema. I actually went to the cinema on my own for the first
Yeah.
night, first time. I've been to loads of bars and everything, nearly every single night I'd been there. And I thought, you know what, I don't want to. I want to do something else, but I don't want to stay in my hotel room. So, and I thought, do you know what? It's not a problem. I'm here now. I've paid $75 for the ticket, so I am getting on these rides. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There's no way I'm letting this go. But because I thought it was only like a little museum thing, I didn't get there until like 12 o'clock. Because I thought, oh, it'll only take me 2 hours to get round it, and I'll be fine. And I took my time. And then no, it was actually this theme park, and
Massive.
really really strangely, I think I went on the first ride, and that opened my eyes to what American theme parks were like, because it was just this like runaway train, but it was probably the best ride I've ever been on, and it just shows how much better American rides are than English rides. And then I
Yeah.
went to the second ride, and it was like one of those ones, I don't know what they're called, where it's like basically just like a big podium with like a ring that goes round it, and it just goes up slowly and then drops.
Yes. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
that? The drop line.
Yeah, something like that. But
I can see
basically,
it.
I think in Blackpool it's called the PlayStation,
Yeah,
or
that's
that's
the
what it
one.
used to be
Yeah, that's
called.
it. The PlayStation
Yeah.
Tower.
oh, I'm not sure. But so I got in the queue, and there was this guy that was with a family, and he turned round, he looked past me and spoke to this guy that was behind me, and said something like, "Oh, have you been on this one before?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, yeah, I've been on it loads." And I thought they knew each other, but they didn't. I was like, "Do you want to stand with him?" And then he was like, "No, no." I was like, "All right then." And I was like, "You're not with him?" He was like, "No, I'm on my own." I was like, "You're on your own?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm on my own as well." It was the weirdest.
Hang on. Is this another thing where you've ended up on a random date?
No, this was not a date. This was not a date.
Was he an avid Dolly
He
fan?
was massive into theme parks. So he was called Christophe
Right,
from France, and him and his
right.
partner lived in America. I lived in Pigeon Forge, just down the road, and he has like a season pass, and he literally goes to Dollywood every single day after
N
work.
No.
Right, honestly, my head was falling off. And we were just chatting in the queue on the whole way round. But I didn't know his name at this point. We'd got on the ride. We were making our way up the tower, just having a chat. And I was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm Joe. Nice to meet ya." Shook his hand. He shook my hand. He goes, "Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Christoph." And then the thing just dropped. It was the weirdest thing. It is the strangest way I've ever met a human being. Honestly. And that was it. We jumped off the ride, and I was like, "Nice to meet you, Christoph. Have a good day." And he was like, "Yeah, and you." And that was it. We parted
Oh.
Oh, I
ways.
thought you were gonna say you stayed together for the day.
Oh,
No,
that's
he
lovely. That's a
didn't.
really nice
He was
meeting. You'd never
To be fair, I'll admit I would have stayed with him because you know,
oh, yeah.
he has a boyfriend, Stamps. I don't think that I am what he's looking for.
No.
Um, so I would have stayed with him mainly because he seemed like a nice guy,
and he'd know the
and
best
also,
rides.
Yeah.
well, that's the thing. Plus, because he had a boyfriend, I knew there could no awkwardness. It would have been fine. Well, he obviously, because he goes there every single day, he likes what he likes. Goes on the rides that he wants to go on, and that's it. I don't think he didn't want me intruding with his afternoon at Jollywood,
Ah,
and I thought I'll respect that. I'll let you go.
yeah. Did you meet any weirdos at Graceland though?
So Graceland, again, Graceland is not how I expected it to be. It was so busy. Like the time that I went,
Oh,
I think I actually went on a Saturday, but when you're away, you kind of lose days of the week, and I didn't even think about it. But yeah, you get
Yeah.
there, and there was so many people, and you just wait for your turn as a group, and then they open the door and you walk in and you listen to your audio as you're going round. But like the house is just pristine. It is
really?
crazy. It's like cream carpets that are like look brand new, and it is all just so pristine. And obviously you're allowed in certain rooms, and like the jungle room and everything. If you've heard about that, it's like got like green
Yeah.
carpet on the walls and everything. It's a bit crazy. And then you go outside and go into his little like there's like it's not really a shed, it's like a little cabin thing outside, and it's got like where it's like a firing range that he used to go and shoot in, and things like that. And then you've got like his paddock with all the horses in that are still there, and
Oh,
it's really nice. Yeah, it's really lovely. um
yeah.
I don't think I met anyone strange at the
I just always imagine like just because I'm a massive Elvis fan,
yeah.
but you just think, but there's bound to be some real avid fan. I'm an avid fan, but
Mm.
I'm not. I don't know. Well, I think you'll find on the sleeve of the third album of the Blah de Blah place, he's actually wearing a different pair of trousers. I'm not that, and so I
Oh
always
yeah.
imagine these places are gonna have one of those type people.
No, I didn't experience that, to be fair.
Just imagine people walking around in just Elvis impersonators walking around in jumpsuits.
Yeah, that's in Blackpool. I was going to enter one of the Elvis impersonation competitions on North Pier. Thought it might be quite fun. So I did get myself a white jumpsuit, but it was a bit see-through and it put me off.
I was gonna say, I mean, you do look a lot like Elvis, so I could understand why you would wanna
Yeah,
go into that contest.
yeah. I think, I'd probably do Teddy Bear.
Oh,
I think I'd
nice.
probably do that song. But yeah, the jumpsuit was from Boohoo.
Oh, yeah.
And it gave me quite a lot of camel toe. I don't remember Elvis having that amount of camel toe
No.
when
You
when
never
he was.
know, it might have helped you
It
win.
might have done. It
That might
might
have
have
been a
done.
winner. See, you gotta
Yeah,
use your advantages, Ruth, that you gotta use what's on your side. Yeah,
exactly. You've got to use your skills, and my camel toe is immense.
absolutely. My goodness
I mean,
me.
that's it. It would draw a crowd miles around.
So yeah, no weirdos at Graceland. It was all right, to be fair.
I've had one weirdo on my travels, one final travel oddball. It was sort of romance linked.
Again.
We hadn't booked a hotel, and we thought we'd book a hotel later on.
So you hadn't booked a hotel.
No, so we thought, oh, we'll book one in a bit, and then we got drunk and forgot.
Hang on, how did you get to this point?
Are you on the holiday at this point, or are
Yeah.
you
This
pre-holiday?
was on the holiday.
Right,
Yeah.
on the holiday.
You've got nowhere to stay.
Nowhere to stay. We went, sod it, it'll be fine, we'll find a hostel or something.
Right.
But we didn't. So we just got drunk and then went, well, if we just carry on walking around, the bars close at 2. We'll wander around for long enough that a cafe will open, and then we'll make it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll welcome you in with open arms as well, won't they?
We'll just see the night through.
And then we walked down this road, and then my boyfriend at the time saw someone, went, "Oh, can I get a light off you, mate?" And he went, this guy went, "What are you doing?" It was this a little Moroccan chappie. And, well, it was a Moroccan restaurant. So I'm assuming he was a Moroccan chappie.
I was like, why would anybody that's not Moroccan open a Moroccan restaurant? That's just daft, isn't it? God.
Well, later on in the evening, we found out he was Moroccan. So he gave us a light, and then we went. He went, "Do you need like a sit down for a drink?" I went, "Oh yeah, let's just sit down and have a drink." He said, "I'm just closing up for the night. Got a bottle of wine open. Do you want to come in and sit and have a drink?" Now,
Lovely chap.
as a grown-up person now, I'd go, no, I don't know who you are. I'm not going into a locked building with you.
With a random Moroccan guy.
Yes, but as a student,
I mean, he has got his own restaurant, so.
it's because it's a restaurant, it's fine. It wasn't a basement, but still. So went.
So what I feel like what we're learning is Ruth just likes to walk into dangerous situations.
Non-confident Ruth, just balls to the wall in every situation.
Yeah.
So went in.
I'm so shy.
I didn't like to offend. Went into this restaurant. And he then gets this bottle of wine, but it's already open. And I thought, thinking, you shouldn't drink from a bottle of wine that's already open, because you don't know where this has come from.
Anything could be in that.
Yeah.
But also, Ruth, you can't let it go to waste either. I mean, it's
Exactly. There's a little part of me going,
a fine line.
So sat there and sipped a little bit, and then he started being a bit weird. So I thought, I'm not going to drink the rest of this.
Shocker.
So my boyfriend drank the rest of it, and I thought, sod it. If he collapses, I'm running out of here. I'm leaving him.
Can have his way with him.
What, the Moroccan guy or Ruth?
The Moroccan guy.
But I sort of pretended to sip my wine, and then this chappie just started. The restaurant owner just started like telling us all about his life and where he'd gone to, and it was really fascinating. And then he said, "You have nowhere to stay.
Uh-oh.
I have a mattress. Here are some pajamas." Who has a mattress?
Pajamas?
Yeah, in their restaurant. Who has pajamas in their restaurant?
In the basement.
Yeah, in a basement restaurant. You know those kind of little ones, you go down the little stone steps, and it's kind of one of those double little doors you go through, and you go, "Oh, isn't this bijou?" But at like 2:00 in the morning, it's terrifying, and you're going to die.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to be chopped up and put into a food.
Yeah, you don't want to sleep there.
No. So he gets a mattress out of a cupboard
Oh my God.
and puts it on the floor, and then goes, "Put your pajamas
It
on."
sounds very premeditated. I will.
Yes. So, and I go, right, okay, no, I won't put my pajamas on. I've got a skin complaint.
The most polite excuse for not putting the pajamas on.
I've got this rash, you see, and I would hate to transfer it onto the pajamas.
He puts his pajamas on.
He the Moroccan guy or your boyfriend?
The Moroccan guy puts his pajamas
in
on.
front of you. In front of you.
Yes.
Is he just stripped?
So, no, he like kept his pants on. Like it was like one of those long nighty things.
Oh right.
And so puts on the long nighty thing, then lies down on the mattress and goes, "Right, lie down."
Oh, so you were having a bit of a menage on this mattress. That was his plan.
Yeah, that's what it's like. And we were both kind of going, "What the fuck is this?" And he goes out to the toilet, halfway through the chat, and he goes onto the bathroom, and we go, "Right, there's just like lie down, wait for him to go to sleep, and then we'll just bolt.
Why are you just not bolting already? There's two of you.
Sheer politeness.
You've
So
got to
we
be
all
polite.
lie down, and then we lie down all under this blanket. He starts snoring. That's when we stand up.
God.
And luckily the key was still in the door, unlocked the door and just made a run for it.
Oh my God.
And yeah, we lived to tell the tale, but I question my own sanity. Um, why? And never told my mum that. Never told my mum that story.
The thing is,
Um,
Ruth, every single story of yours could potentially end up with you dead.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
for God's sake.
And when you're a teenager, you go, "Oh, don't worry. Oh my God, you're so protective. Stop being so protective. I'm a grown up."
But that's the thing though, isn't it? Like, for me, what um I have great social anxiety in situations where I feel that I am too nice to get myself out of, and then it's because it's so boring or so dull, and I'm sat there thinking, when will this end? Like, there's only 24 hours in a day. I know for a fact it'll end at some point, but
Yeah,
that's what I get major social anxiety about, in them situations where you wish you could just
yeah,
leave, and I just, yeah, too polite for your own good. Honestly, I think you are a
yeah. And
sufferer,
then you're just
Ruth.
too polite not to. Well, the lesson here is let's not be polite and just do our own story.
Yeah. So, Ruth, where are you gonna go next? What is on your agenda?
The aim, when we're allowed to travel outside of the country, is to get my band Black Liver, which consists of me and Keith Carter, to Germany if we are allowed when it comes to Brexit.
For anything in particular.
Well, we're doing it. We're writing a tour show at the moment,
Oh,
but when
nice.
it comes to going across to Europe, we will mainly do comedy songs and silly things, nice silly stories. That's the aim. In between that, we'll be touring around this country.
And what about for kind of like non-work related holidays? Have you
Oh,
got
imagine
anything?
that. Imagine a holiday. That would be nice. You know what we just said? Like, what would a holiday be like? Because obviously everyone's going to struggle. And
Yeah.
we went, even just like a train ride to Lytham, which is literally 5 miles down the road.
That is my mother-in-law's favourite place in the world.
Is it really?
Lytham St Anne's.
Oh yes, literally a little train ride down to Lytham. Go around the charity shops because it's full of rich old people around Lytham. So there'll be some real good vintage finds. And
You might bag yourself a boyfriend as well.
exactly a couple of days out, one of those really old people-y holidays. When you go around a museum and look at stuff. I think too much
Oh yeah.
excitement after all this year of lockdown is going to be a bit much.
Yeah.
We go, oh my, yeah, I'm going to get leathered and I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to a festival. I think I've not been on a train since last February.
I gotta go to Mallorca and eat seafood from the buffet.
I think a dinner out's going to be
Oh, I can't
exciting enough.
wait. I can't wait to go to
Yeah.
a restaurant.
And being round here, like being on the beach, so like we're about half a mile from
Mm.
the seafront. It is like when the sun's out, it's like a
Mm.
little holiday. God, I do sound like an old person now, don't I? Oh, it's like a day out.
The last weekend away I did on a kind of like leisure basis, nothing to do with work, was actually Blackpool.
Oh, yes.
It was in January.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my choice. I was going along with a group.
Too polite.
Yeah, I didn't. It was. I was going along, and it was just too polite to say. I felt I've got to go. I gotta go. So too polite to say no. So I ended up going. It was. I'm not really one for kind of like UK seaside towns anyway. It's not
Yeah.
really my bag. Like I said, the camping thing, it haunts me. So I normally do city kind of visits and
Yeah.
breaks in the UK. That obviously a lot of things were closed and it wasn't particularly
It's
sunny.
cold, it's full of
Yeah,
oddballs.
yeah. You see it in a different light, don't you? When it's not,
Yeah.
um,
Out of
yeah,
season.
when the lights aren't on. The Blackpool illuminations.
Yeah.
When they're not on, it's a bit of a different place, isn't it?
Imagine it, a whole year of lockdown, it's been a weird place. Like no holiday makers.
Mm.
And then day trippers just like sneaking in to go, oh no, yeah, we get to we'll go to the beach, we'll go to the beach. So then there's just loads of people. It's like looking at pictures from the 1950s, watching just these swathes of people with rolled up trousers out on the beach. So yeah, that's my rather uninspiring travels, but I think more inspiring, I think I would like to go across to Berlin
Oh, yeah, I've
again.
been to Berlin. That's nice. I like that there.
It's a good
Mm.
city, and then so Berlin and Paris. Got a friend in Paris that I've not seen in a long time, and I just, yeah, want to go. And he works in a restaurant, so he can make us fancy food and serve us cheap wine. That's what I want.
That sounds like the dream, to be honest. So, Ruth, it has been great chatting to you and hearing all of your
It's
stories.
been really lovely to talk.
Yeah.
Been, yeah, dead nice.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you've enjoyed yourself too.
I've had a great time.
You got me to remember things that I had put into the back recesses of my mind.
So you're gonna have nightmares tonight now.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that my romance mishaps sound so bad now, actually, after hearing Ruth's stories.
But at no point during any of Ruth's stories, which let's be honest, were amazing, did she
Yep.
claim to have gone "Boop" at a man.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. But all I did was get into a lift. I didn't fly to Italy to do that, did I?
You didn't get into a van with a random German man
Yeah, and there is that as well.
or a mattress with a Moroccan in a pair of pajamas in a basement.
Yeah, all of my romance
Uh,
mishaps have all been in fairly safe
Yes, I mean, I'll give
circumstances.
you that. They're not life threatening. I mean, what this has made me realise, being a father of two young girls, is that my children are never leaving the house. It's just not safe.
Oh, I'm gonna take them out. Yep,
You are going nowhere near my kids.
I'm gonna take them out on the tiles. They're not gonna know what's hit them.
You are going nowhere near my children. That's a discussion for another time.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Just search Misadventures in Travel.